Republicans. This kind of reminded people we used to call Reagan Democrats what had made them Democrats. This may be the first, and I think so far that's proving true, because I don't think Reagan lost round the label and of Calvin Coolidge became president. That's true, but I mean, Austin Powers. You know, one other point, in Wisconsin, there was a poll that people were asked, you think
Can you turn down the air? It's 7 now. It's going down. Please turn it off. It's cold here.
said yes. And completely off the table.
Yeah, and the problem I have with cutting the budget is going to take decades. Both parties, you got to make everybody pay. People in both parties have to pay, and that was sort of the tragedy here. Instead of predicate for partisan cutting for decades.
Republicans want to take tax cuts for the wealthy off the table. They are very popular. Democrats in Washington will learn something from Democrats in Wisconsin and stand for something. EJ, David Brooks, thanks so much. Thank you.
You're listening to All Things Considered from NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from NPR member stations and from Chevrolet, maker of the new Volt, which plugs in anywhere and goes everywhere. Available in select markets. Details at ChevyVolt.com. From T. Rowe Price, understanding the connections of a complex global economy. T. Rowe Price, invest with confidence at TRowePrice.com. And from Novo Nordisk, since 1923, innovative developer of diabetes treatments and delivery devices at novonordisk-us.com. This is NPR.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Carol Van Dam. Japan is sitting on tectonic plates and is used to earthquakes, but not this one. Today's 8.9 magnitude quake caused a wall of water to wipe out entire towns and villages. Hundreds of people are dead, hundreds more are missing. Reporter Lucy Kraft in Tokyo says the resulting tsunami touched off several fires.
The first fire was at an oil refinery, the Kazuku oil refinery in Shima, which is outside of Tokyo. The second one was major town in the Northeast region, an entire town of the same. We've seen scattered fires all over the place, but nothing else that was available for the determination.
Reporter Lucy Kraft, large fishing boats were carried ashore where they slammed against overpasses. The National Football League Players Union has filed to be decertified, allowing individual players to sue the NFL. NPR's Tom Goldman says the move very nearly guarantees the league's first work stoppage since 1987.
We will wait to see if, in fact, individual NFL players file antitrust lawsuits against the league, and we will see if the NFL imposes a lockout, locking out the players, shutting down the league, and then we will have to wait and see what counter moves are made in court.
NPR's Tom Goldman. A federal jury in Virginia has found two former Blackwater contractors guilty of involuntary manslaughter and shooting death of an unarmed Afghan civilian in Kabul back in May of 2009. Justin Cannon of Corpus Christi, Texas, and Christopher Drotliff of Virginia Beach were found not guilty of murder and weapons charges that could have meant life sentences. They face a maximum sentence of 8 years in prison to be sentenced in June. On Wall Street, stocks ended higher as investors realized Japan won't be using as much oil because of the earthquake. Dow closed up 59 points to 12,044. The Nasdaq gained 14. For news. The regime of Muammar Gaddafi is exhibiting growing confidence today after retaking control of Zawiya, a strategic town near Tripoli, after days of non-stop shelling against protesters turned rebels as it strengthened its hold on the capital and surrounding areas. Government forces also captured a key oil town in the east. They also attacked rebels who've been hiding amid storage containers of crude oil and gas in nearby facilities. In a victory for the Justice Department, a judge says Twitter has to turn over subscriber information as part of a criminal investigation of the website WikiLeaks. Prosecutors had asked the court to convict compelled Twitter to share records about WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange and several of his supporters. NPR's Carrie Johnson says the judge rejected arguments from civil liberties groups.
Federal prosecutors in Virginia secretly asked a judge last year to approve a request for information from the social networking site Twitter. Prosecutors appear to be looking for connections between Julian Assange and the man accused of leaking him defense secrets, Private Bradley Manning. They also wanted subscriber information on other WikiLeaks supporters. Civil liberties groups and attorneys for the supporters challenged the request. They argued the Justice Department should be required to show probable cause to give the information. But a judge in Virginia disagreed. The judge said the Twitter users didn't have a legal right to sue, and she said none of their rights had been violated. Carrie Johnson, NPR News, Washington.
At least 2 people were killed in the aftermath of flooding in the Northeast. Water is beginning to recede today in Ohio, where 1 person died. But floodwaters are still rising in a wide swath from western Maryland to Maine, even though it's no longer raining. The second death occurred in Pennsylvania.
That's why the river's so high in
rising waters after several inches
St.
of
Louis there.
rain.
Rained up
This is our spring
Ohio. I'm still in that.
90.9 Bridge is providing
Drainage area
program
Mississippi.
for our communities. Radio built for service without profit. It only exists with the support of listeners like you. So make your donation online at ktbg.fm or by phone at 866-909-BRIDGE and follow our progress online at ktbg.fm.
Make your $75 pledge and get a 90.9 The Bridge t-shirt. Donate online at ktbg.fm or 866-909-2743.
Next time on Blues Quest, slide guitar master John Mooney. Learn Delta blues from the great Son House.
Robert Johnson is the Tilton style and the Sun House, so good and straight. The Sun House is great.
Mooney talks about his mentor and how he combined his techniques with the funky rhythms of New Orleans. Don't miss John Mooney next time on Blues Quest, Sunday at 7 p.m. on 90.9 The Bridge.
Friday, March 25th, the American Jazz Museum's Gem and the Gem concert series continues with Diane Reeves. Diane Reeves. Tickets for Diane Reeves and season tickets for the series are available at the American Jazz Museum, Ticketmaster.com, or 816-474-6262. Series sponsored in part by U.S. Bank. More information is available at AmericanJazzMuseum.org. Diane Reeves, Friday, March 25th at the Gem Theater in support of 90.9 The Bridge.
Support for New York comes from the Skoll Foundation, supporting social entrepreneurs and their innovations to solve the world's most pressing problems at SKOLL.
This is All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Lisa Long.
And I'm Bob Siegel. In Japan, the largest earthquake on record has killed hundreds of people and caused widespread damage. The quake also created a tsunami, its waves washing away boats, buildings, and roads. As NPR's Christopher Joyce reports, the tsunami continued eastward across the Pacific and has struck Hawaii and parts of the west coast of the U.S.
The tsunami rolled past Hawaii this morning, in some places reporting surges of 6 or 7 feet, according to experts at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Hours later, Crescent City, California, at the northern end of the state, found it party. Rich Young is harbor minister at the Michigan. He and everyone else there have been evacuated early this morning, as have residents of many western seaside communities. Young says the harbor took a beating.
The entire interval here was destroyed. There were approximately 35 boats that are tunneled, doubled on top of each other, and it's just it's a hell of a mess.
Young, reporting from an emergency center near the town, says no injuries have been reported. Young says the first wave measured at about 6 feet and didn't push water up onto land. The huge surge of water did destroy docks and boats. It was like a 6-foot tide that normally would rise slowly for over 8 hours.
In a tsunami, it happens in 15 or 20 minutes. You just get this enormously strong current. It's like Niagara Falls in a harbor.
As Young was describing the damage, we got word of yet another one.
Cindy Henderson, the director of the Emergency Operations Center, just said that we just had an 8.1.
Those waves started on the other side of the Pacific.